Ray Nicholson's stalker Paul Durson might spend most of Borderline trying to marry Samara Weaving's pop star Sophia. But for the actor, the best part of his new movie was making out with another co-star. My favorite scene was the wedding scene, kissing Jimmy Fails. Nicholson tells Entertainment Weekly. When Weaving jokingly asks who's a better kisser, Nicholson quickly responds, "Jimmy, definitely Jimmy," before adding, "That was definitely memorably funny." Everyone was cracking up. The wedding scene comes at the end of the film, which follows obsessed fan Durson, who's escaped from a mental institution to continue stalking Weaving Sophia, a world-famous pop star he believes wants to marry him. After executing an elaborate, murderous plot with help from fellow escaped inmates, Durson finally forces a terrified Sophia to the altar, where a kidnapped priest is on hand to officiate. But Durson's bride, all dressed in white, turns out to be Fail's character, Rhodes, Sophia's NBA player date. Durson, lost so deep in his delusion, can't tell the difference. There are subtle nods to Madonna, director Jimmy Warden says of Sophia. "When I put her on a first date with basketball player, immediately Dennis Rodman came to mind." The end of the film gives viewers an understanding of Durson's mental state and some sympathy for it. Warden explains, "We really needed to see that he fully existed within his own head despite what anyone else is telling him. What you won't see in the final cut of the scene is Weaving's full, ugly cry. I had to cry, but was looking down. I remember I was like, this is so great. Then afterwards, Nicholson and Jimmy started laughing because I had a massive booger coming out." Weaving recalls, "Nicholson, for one, was a fan of that take. It was a really good performance, but it was her breath. It was like dangling in and out." He shares. Ultimately, Sophia and the rest of the abductees are saved, and Durson is arrested. But despite being handcuffed and on his way to jail, he looks to be in a state of pure bliss. In his mind, he's finally married to the love of his life. It was just one of those things where as an actor, you have an out-of-body experience and invite something else and put a knot on the real feeling behind what it is to have a mental illness, to be stuck in that trap, in that cycle. Nicholson says of that final shot, "I love that he has the whole range of emotions of what he goes through, because it's really just guilt and satisfaction turning into just bliss. And I applaud him for that." Warden adds,